Oh, it is hump day. What is happening, everybody? What is going on? Good to see ya. Welcome to Film Junkee Live. It's Wednesday. It is Chris Balga's birthday. Happy birthday to my good friend Chris Balga. I see you out there. Always great. I meant to message you, but I got a little crazy right now. But happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Chris Balga. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sir. And may we have continued conversations about stupid, nerdy things for years to come. All right. But thank you for being out there, of course. And thank you guys. We'll get to some chats in a little bit. Make sure you hit that like, thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Do all the things. We do a members-only stream after every Wednesday show. So if you want to do it, if you want to take part of that today and pick my brain a little bit more intimate setting, then by all means, become a member. But great to see everybody. Let's see. See, my chat thing is not working. Having some technical difficulties as per usual, but it's okay. All right, we got Mr. Droga right here. Good to see you, Axel. Then we got Mr. Nobody. What time is it? It's Lobo time. Nobody's excited for Lobo. I love it. We got Shane O right here. What's happening? Dave and everyone. Oh boy, I'm very excited, very curious about what's the Superman 2025 movie's runtime duration reveal is going to be and what it looks like. Yeah, we got some rumors. We definitely got some freaking rumors. So, not much, just work. And we got Eric right here. What are the odds Dave's going to watch and review Snow White? Imagine the hype. The Pena Zegler saga coming full circle at last. At last. Yeah, looks like I am going to go see it tomorrow because, yeah, just going to have to do it. What's going on, Music Man? And we got Mr. Balga right here. What's happening? An outstanding episode of Daredevil Born Again last night watching Film Junkee Live on my birthday. Like I said, happy birthday. Oh, shit. Did I just do that? I'm sorry. Someone's going to clip that. I meant to wave. Wave at you. Not you. Oh, geez. First Elon Musk, then me. My God, what's going on here? No, but yeah, happy birthday, my friend. How much better can it get? I know. Apparently, it's supposed to get even better when it comes to Daredevil Born Again. And yeah, I'll talk about that episode, of course. What's going on, Gecky TV? What's happening? So, and what's going on? I said, say happy birthday to Chris. Happy birthday to Chris. We got DJ AF right here. What's happening? We got Eric Patterson. What's going on? How are you today? You know what? Not too bad, actually. But, when it comes to Wednesdays, man, I tell you, Wednesdays are long, Wednesdays are crazy. And then, of course, I had some, my mom showed up to drop off some more furniture with some people, and it's like, that, you just kind of going, all right, I got to prepare for the show, kind of thing, so. But your birthday was yesterday. Dell, what's going on, sir? Happy birthday. Your birthday is on the Snyder Cut date. Well, look at that right there. So happy birthday, Dell. Hopefully you had a birthday good. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dell. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for joining, man. Great to see you out there in the chat. We got Skake and Geek Out. Didn't have internet for about a month while I was moving. You in a new place too? Yes, I am. In a new spot. A month. I've been here a month. So I'm with you, but I made sure, of course, I had the internet ready to go. So I didn't have any kind of downtime when it came to the internet. That sucks, man. That sucks. But yeah, I know. That's the thing. It was like I wanted to wave, and I totally did the yeah. It's okay. You guys aren't gonna cancel me for that, right? Oh boy. But hey, what can you do? What can you do? But yeah, I am in a new place there, and hopefully you're all dialed in your new place. I'm pretty dialed in. Still just, it's a slow process because obviously during the day, got to work, got to do this. So basically the weekends, I'm like, I'm still setting things up. Like I have, you know, Funko Pops and McFarlane figures and stuff that I have not fully taken out. Even today, I put some things around my little office, my little studio office area. I was like, oh yeah. So I'm still setting things up. I tell you what. Yeah, good to see you there, Dell. All right. What's going on, Naval? Great to see you. Yeah, we got some birthdays in the house today. Happy birthday to Chris and Dell. Yeah. We got Alex. What's going on, sir? Great to see you, Alex. And then, of course, we got Ken. Kenny, what's going on? Great to see you. But yeah, guys, great to see everybody, and hopefully you guys are having a good Wednesday. Like I said, pretty good Wednesday myself. Not too shabby, but you know, got a little hectic. Not gonna lie, but it happens. So, and great to see you, of course, Travis, Travman, and your setup's coming out nicely. So yeah. So like I hear you, man, still setting up too. Yeah, it takes a bit. It takes a bit, you know. When you move somewhere, Jesus Christ, it does. It takes a bit. Like we have this whole front room that we don't even know exactly what we're doing with that front room. We got like the den pretty much worked out. Obviously, I got this. Yeah, I still got stuff. I just still got stuff. Even my room, I still got pictures that I haven't hung up yet. You know. And I do plan on hanging up my green screen. I want to bring some green screen content back. That is my whole idea when it comes to being in this new place, is to do some green screen sketches. And then I have an idea for maybe even a segment of things that I want to do with the channel. You know, just kind of chilling in front of the green screen, just like a little different kind of segment that I want to do. But, you know, we'll see what happens, guys. I mean, it's still setting up. And then, of course, trying to get used to the fact that this room is the warmest room in the house. You know, I got the fan on right now, but I'm definitely going to have to invest in some more fans. And, you know, today it's not too hot today in California. It's like in the mid-70s, which is very nice outside. But at the same time, you know, it's that sun, because especially now that it's daylight still because of daylight savings and we're moved forward, that sun is just right up there and beating on that window, and that's the thing. It gets right here and it just hits that window. So gotta think about that one and everything. So, but anyways, guys, all right, enough rambling. It is Wine Wednesday, so again, cheers to Dell, cheers to Chris. Great to see you guys. Great to see you guys, and happy birthday again. Hopefully you guys are having a good birthday, doing some celebrating, you know, at least a dinner, someone making you a cake, maybe or something. But we got some things to talk about. Let's go to the tweets right off the bat right here. And I did not change the background. See, I'm all off today. I just realized that. I did not change the background. Whoop, let me change the background and get that background in there. I'm telling you. It threw me off because of, you know, because of the whole table and chairs thing. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta get that in here and blah, blah, blah. Because we didn't have like a full-on dining room table. We kind of did, but kind of did not to fit where we wanted to. And then all of a sudden it was like, okay, we're gonna do that. Sweet. So let me get the background in there. There we go. It's gonna have live in there too. I didn't remove that, so apologize for that. But anyways, all right. Let's start off right here. So, I want to get your guys' opinion on this because I'm kind of mixed, not going to lie, when it comes to the Happy Gilmore 2 trailer. Now, the first Happy Gilmore, love that movie. It probably is my favorite Adam Sandler movie, okay? And they full-on released the Happy Gilmore 2 trailer. That's going to be coming out in July as well. July is just absolutely stacked, 100%. So they did that whole thing. Ding! I mean, they were like, hey, let's do that opening. Let's do that opening Jacko. For a trailer where you do the ding.
Tiger.
Happy
SpongeBob? What is that? What's with the beaver teeth? I haven't
so here we go.
Covered years. I'm a little intimidated. All these guys hit it big now. I don't know where to start.
Come on, brother. Grip it and rip it.
guess I need to update my happy place to something a little more age appropriate.
Oh my, yeah. It's magic. Of course you got to bring that. I think that's actually Adam Sandler's daughter. We got what's her name back. Obviously he's wearing his Bruins jersey. He's doing that. Yes, sure. We got what's his name right there. Shooter McGavin,
Gilmore?
and then Ben Stiller showing back up.
We're not done
That's
with
Bad
golf.
Bunny right there.
Let them see the happy I fell in love with.
Let's go.
He said, let's go. You guys know I love that song, right?
We'll put a little extra into this one.
Yeah.
I am so sorry.
July 25th. Okay. So, I'm going to watch it no matter what, of course. But at the same time, that doesn't feel like a Happy Gilmore movie. I mean, Adam Sandler he's gotten to that point now where he's just a guy that just kind of talks like, yeah, well, we're going to be doing this. And then, yeah. Happy Gilmore was an angry individual. Do you guys remember the first one? It was angry Adam Sandler. What are you doing? What, just yelling all the time. I didn't get a sense of that Happy Gilmore right there. Now, naturally, okay, fine. He's older now, so he's not going to be as angry. And I'm sure there's going to be moments where he is doing his yelling thing. But when I watched this, I went, all right, everybody's back, and there's some other people that are involved too, and it definitely feels like an Adam Sandler movie. But I was kind of going, part of Happy Gilmore was the fact that he was he was angry. And right there, he's just like, yeah, I haven't played golf in a while. It's like, dang, let's get to some of that anger. Let's just, So, a little worried about it, but I even said that before. Like, I'm happy that we're going to get something else cool. But at the same time, I'm just kind of going, yeah, this is going to be another Dumb and Dumber situation, right? Because Dumb and Dumber 2 was pretty damn disappointing because I love Dumb and Dumber, the first one. It's one of my all-time favorite movies ever. And when they finally got Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels back together and made Dumb and Dumber 2, I actually probably would almost prefer to watch the prequel, the sequel. Just saying. I don't know. It's all pretty crazy. But hey, did I freeze? Oh no. Did I freeze? It's one of those days, isn't it? Okay, there we go. I did freeze. Uh-oh. All right. No freezing. Come on, Streamlabs. No freezing. No freezing. Hopefully I didn't freeze for you guys, but I freezed on my end. But we're good. We're good. Yeah, I froze a little bit. I froze. And I think that's fitting because I see Mr. Scott McClellan out there in the chat, and it's kind of fitting with the episode of Batman Beyond we're actually going to be talking about tonight. So tune into that at 8 o'clock, so if you want to do that. Anyways, yeah. So I think we're good. All right. Still talking, though. Still talking. Yeah. Froze. But if you know what episode we're talking about, if you know what episode I'm talking about, yeah, it froze a little bit, but hey. We're good now. We're good. Little glitch in the Matrix. Nothing wrong with that. All right, and then continuing on. Hey, we got some pretty cool Superman art right here. Some Superman, of course, art. We're good right now. Did but good now. Okay, good. All right, we got some Superman art. First off, we got one from Manuel Ale right here. So we have Superman with Crypto and Kelix right here. And not too shabby. Like it. Again, the trunks, still getting used to the trunks, but hey, it's all good. It'll be a blight upon. But I thought that was pretty good. But yeah, the trunks are a little much. They're still a little much, still a little too much when it comes to the costume. But everything else with the costume, at least when it comes to right here, looks pretty decent. But hey, looks cool, and I love the fact that Crypto and Kelix is right there too. I wonder if Kelix is going to be rocking any kind of symbol or anything like that. Kelix. Looks pretty good. And then, of course, We have Job Huts right here, who is celebrating 5K on Instagram. He got a little too busy with life, which is good. You want to be busy with life. You don't want to always be online. And then you want to celebrate. And then he posted this right here, this poster right here. And this is a very beautiful poster. And again, how many times do I have to say it when it comes to studios hiring these artists online who create something like this? I mean, that's something cool right there. I mean, especially if you're going to lean heavy into the crypto, just to get the butts in the seats of the female demographic, and of course children as well. So it's a good poster. It's a good poster right there from Job Huts, which I always love his art. But congratulations on him for getting to 5K on Instagram. So we got Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot, of course, is going to be showing up as the evil queen in Snow White. That's coming out tomorrow, this weekend. Who knows what's going to be happening when it comes to that. We'll talk about, of course, reviews, and then, we'll see what happens when it comes to the box office. I don't think it's actually going to flop. It'll probably underperform, but not flop or anything like that. But she was given a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm sure you guys did. And guess who was there with her? We had Patty Jenkins, and then, of course, Vin Diesel was also there. So there she is. And, of course, her husband and her kids were there and everything. So we don't have to have that on. But they are posing with her, obviously lifting up the star right there. Posing. I mean, I love that Patty actually showed up, and then of course, Vin Diesel posting right there too. So pretty cool. There, she got it. She got it. She's got her star. And then of course, both of them talked about her and everything. So there you go. Gal Gadot now has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Now, it's interesting because obviously there's, people now absolutely hate her guts. And if you actually were to look at some of the comments underneath Variety's tweets, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad because, now all of a sudden people just absolutely hate her guts because of certain things. And we've already kind of covered that. I covered that on Monday's stream. When it came to people seeing, two different realities when it comes to things. And there are people that big time supporter and then big time hater. And yeah, it's interesting. But a lot of people are kind of questioning, why does Gal Gadot get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? What exactly warrants that? And when it comes to the star, getting the star, now, not any celebrity, celebrities just can't purchase their star. They can't really do that. I think at maybe one point they could have, but I think nowadays you can't really do that. And I think it's more of a studio PR thing. And if you think about it, the timing, of course, when it comes to this in line with Snow White, yeah, you could probably bet that Disney really did kind of push for this because, yeah, you would think that, if there are some people that have been in Hollywood for decades and still haven't gotten their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So there is like a whole thing that happens where, yes, you can push for that. Like studios and certain things can push for that. If anybody's kind of wondering about the details when it comes to that, sure. And obviously the timing is right there. So, hey, she's got that. She's got that now. Nothing wrong with that. In my opinion, I'm like, hey, if you actually walk down the Hollywood Walk of Fame, I mean, there are so many names. I've walked down it. And you just go, I don't even know who that is. But it's kind of cool how it works because they have a little symbol of like where they are in the entertainment industry. Are they an actor? Are they a director? Are they a radio person or television? They actually have different symbols for each one. So pretty cool. Someone's going to need a sledgehammer? Really, Axel? You're going to be one of those? You're going to be one of those guys, huh? Jesus Christ. I don't remember you hating her that much when the Snyder Cut came out. What happened? Something changed? Sledgehammer? Really? No. That's not going to happen. Come on. That only happened to Donald Trump. All right, and then we got that. Should I save that? I think I'll save. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that right there. But then we got this right here. Do you guys remember the movie with Keanu Reeves called 47 Ronin? Well, that director apparently, yikes. Director's name is Carl Rinch. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but Jesus Christ, check this out. 47 Ronin director Carl Rinch has been indicted by the FBI after allegedly ripping off Netflix for $11 million for a sci-fi series that never got made. If found guilty, Rinch is likely to face the rest of his life in prison. What? What the? Wow. That's pretty crazy. So apparently, $11 million, Netflix. That is crazy. That is absolutely insane. Holy Lord. So saw that whole thing came about yesterday and it was like, what the hell, man? Good luck on him. Rest of his life in prison for ripping off Netflix, $11 million. That's insane. That's insane. That is pretty crazy. But hey, what can you do? I mean, don't mess with Netflix. Jeez, what is Netflix, the mob? What's going on here? Jesus Christ. Oh, Scott. I love that Scott is in my chat right here because I'm going to bring this up right here because I know Scott is going to love this because we are the same generation. Obviously, he's a book reader, much more of a book reader than I am. But when I was a kid, I was a better book reader than I am now. I should be. I want to get back to reading books. Too many screens, folks. But I saw this little meme right here, and it's so great. Some of you never read 100 books to earn a personal pizza, and it shows. That's right. If you know, you know. Pizza Hut used to have this whole thing where if you read, you read 5 books, you see that little pen right there, that little bucket pen, you get 5 stars on that, you show up in a Pizza Hut, you got a free personal pizza from Pizza Hut when Pizza Hut was a sit-down restaurant and they had that plaid tablecloth, they had the big red cups. It was awesome, and I love the fact that there's a Goosebumps book, and I know which Goosebumps book that is Say Cheese and Die. You gotta love that. You gotta love that. I had numerous personal pizzas. In fact, I could taste that personal pizza right there. I'm hungry now. That is making me hungry. They don't make personal pizzas like that anymore. If Pizza Hut can somehow bring something back where they make that type of personal pizza where you get it served to you in a hot, cast iron pan. It was like a plate that was like cast iron because it came out hot. It was so freaking awesome. And you had your little, spatula right in there. It was great. It was great. But yeah, back in the day, man. I got a few of those because, man, I was such a big book reader, man. And I made sure, I was like, man, every time they had a book fair, I was getting books and I was reading books, completed the books, got my little star on my little bucket pen. Oh, man, those were the days, man. Those were the days. Those Pizza Hut days were legit. Hell yeah, man. Dell knows too, man. Love it. But, man, there's nothing tasted better than getting a little pepperoni personal pizza all to yourself. I mean, obviously you had the group pizza, but you earned that little pepperoni pizza because you read some books. Man, They need to bring that back. Need to bring that back. Even though nowadays I'm kind of going, yeah, Pizza Hut doesn't taste as good anymore, but it tasted better when you sat down on one of those tables. It tasted better coming out of that little cast iron fucking plate, whatever the hell that was. It tasted better. But anyways, we have the Toxic Avenger, guys. Hey, we got a trailer. Holy shit, do we have a trailer. Man, did you guys see this? My God, if you haven't seen it, well, it's a teaser. It's only a minute long, so check this out if you have not seen it yet.
Welcome to.
I don't even know if I could show this. It's so R-rated. Well, a little bit. It's on. Is it on YouTube? I don't even know.
Come try our ultimate challenge.
The big cock.
The big cock. There you go, guys. Who wants to eat one of those? Kind of looks delicious. If it wasn't in that shape, maybe. Actually, it looks like it's kind of gross. I don't know.
Bring the family, bring the kids, bring the granny. I got you, little girl.
Reports that a group of armed political extremists, good lord, y'all, they've taken hostages and...
There he is with his toxic mop.
Nobody special. Just some dude with a mop.
Oh, maybe not show the graphic part. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I'll wait. I won't show the graphic because he slices the dude's mouth off, okay? And I don't know how YouTube's feeling about that. I should have checked if this is actually on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it is. But just to be on the safe side, guys. Just to be on the safe side. Let's not show that. And then it just, yeah. But, you know, that's pretty much it. I mean, yeah, with his toxic mop, he slices his mouth off. And the dude's just like, and of course, more shit happens. But yeah, I know. Somebody just said $6.99. That's pretty much a bargain. A little Toxie right there. This movie's going to be batshit crazy. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet that the Toxic Avenger is actually going to be a box office success? I think it's going to be. It's going to be one of those movies, just like the Terrifier, just like that, you know, graphic horror movies are just making a killing right now. It's going to end up doing well. So Cineverse, who is actually distributing it, is going to be making some bank on this right here. And then other studios are going to be like, Jesus Christ, we passed up that. Whoops. Yeah, whoops. My God, what are you guys doing? I don't know. These guys. And that's pretty much it, guys, when it comes to the tweets. Making a killing. I mean, I don't know if it's going to make a killing. I think it's just going to do, like, it's going to be profitable at the box office. That's my guess. It is on YouTube? Okay. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I just wasn't sure because it is a red band trailer, and I was like, woo, okay. I didn't want to risk it, you know? But, hey, you know, we'll be all right. Anyways, all right. Let's talk about some DCU news. All right, so first thing I want to talk about, Superman. Rumors. Test screenings. Anybody else tired of all the test screening stuff and all the reactions to it? And then you got people that, oh, I heard this from the test screening, I heard that. And then you got certain individuals that hear this thing and that thing. I don't know. I'm kind of tired of it, right? I'm kind of tired of the whole test screening stuff because when that gets released online, people just take it or leave it. Like, oh, okay, it's David Corset's great as Superman. Oh, there's the humor level is great and the dramatic levels are great too, and blah, blah, blah. There's all this kind of information that people, you know, scoopers out there will just kind of tap into people that have been to these test screenings to get some information, and then they release it out themselves. But of course, what also is happening too when it comes to these test screenings is people are, the scoopers, these certain scoopers are asking, how long is the movie? And apparently, right now, when it comes to the runtime of Superman, 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's a sweet spot, it seems like, right? Doesn't that seem like that's a sweet spot? Like between 210 and 220 seems like a pretty good sweet spot when it comes to movies where it's not too long, not too short. When it comes to certain people, me, I don't care. Again, I loved Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I can sit down and watch that in its entirety, 4 hours. Fuck off if you can't deal with that. I can. I mean, yeah, you could pause it and go to the bathroom and stuff, get a snack. Fine. But I'm just saying, when people complain about runtimes for movies, even if I'm going to the movie theater, I could sit through a 3.5 hour long movie. For sure. For sure. And I saw Zack Snyder's Justice League in the movie theater. Of course, there was an intermission, which was great. But at the same time, I can do that because guess what? I love movies. And I love that when people just go, yeah, I don't know, man, that sounds like too long for a movie. I'm like, you just binge watched season 1 of The White Lotus. How long was that? Come on. I know, it's always like one of those weird things where people get all freaked out about runtimes of movies. Meanwhile, they sit down, lay down on their couch all day and binge watch TV. People are spoiled now, right? Oy. But, but 2 hours and 20 minutes, that sounds like that sweet spot where people are like, because when it gets to 2.5 hours, people start going, start doing that. Anything less than 2 hours, they start going, that seems pretty short. I don't know. It just seems like something like this Superman movie being 2 hours and 20 minutes, that sounds like a good amount of time. Hell, I would take a 2 hour and 40 minute. I would take a 3 hour Superman movie, 100%. I have. But I'm just saying, that's the rumored runtime. Who knows? I mean, we'll get it officially when they start releasing all that stuff, and we'll get it officially probably in June. We'll probably hear like, oh yeah, it's actually this amount of time. So there's your runtime right there of the runtime. It's not that, that just seems like that they're going for that sweet spot. Again, a lot riding on Superman. But now, let's go over to, let's see, hold on. Let me make sure I got this dialed in right here. Okay, good. Turn that up. Oh, Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa is now talking about Lobo because he is obviously doing press on Minecraft. That's going to be coming out soon, which, it's a movie. It's a movie he has to promote. But what's great is, hey, guess what? People are going to ask him about Lobo. And that's when I'm going, hey, Jason, what do you got to say about Lobo and what's going on? We got a video right here from Jimmy Kimmel Live. One of the first things that we got, and that we actually hear Jason Momoa talking about Lobo.
Besides Aquaman, which we know you are, you have been... This is a very rare honor, I think, that has been awarded only to Robert Downey Jr., Josh Brolin, I'm trying to think of other, where you're a hero and a villain in the same comic book universe.
That's right.
There are probably a couple of others, but I can't think of them. But you are going to be playing Lobo in the Supergirl movie.
Ooh.
Finally. Which is weird because this cover is from 2003, and it seems like they predicted you in the future, right? I mean, I thought that, this must be based on what your character looks like in the movie, and I was like, oh my God, this is 22 years old.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild, huh?
Rides motorcycles, smokes cigars, loves Guinness. I mean, come on.
He loves Guinness.
Dreadlocks.
Did you know about this character before?
I've had every Lobo comic. He was my favorite. I thought I was going to be playing Lobo when Zack Snyder called me. Because it was Batman vs. Superman. They needed to have a villain in there, and that's the only guy that can,
And you couldn't look less like Aquaman in the comics.
Seriously.
Really, yeah.
But it
My
worked.
surprise, too.
Did you think you might have weren't you just in London? Were you shooting it there?
I'm right now working on Supergirl, yeah.
Oh, you're shooting Supergirl right now?
Supergirl right now.
Oh, how about that?
There we go.
I'm still in the family.
Still in the family. He's not talking about Vin Diesel right there, I'll tell you what. All right. Still in the family. So it is interesting because, again, I don't know how many times I've said, when people say that he was cast by Reddit or Twitter or something like that, when people kept on saying it, it's like he's been trying to campaign for that this whole time. And he thought, I mean, to the point where he thought that when he got the call from Zack, that maybe, just maybe, if like, oh yeah, when they were doing all this stuff, I mean, did he think he was going to get Aquaman? Look at that. He got Aquaman. But he made Aquaman badass. And that's the one thing that Zack Snyder knew that he had to do. Zack knew that he shouldn't make Aquaman just like the blonde-haired, blue-eyed, surfer-looking dude. He's like, no, let's do something different. Let's get somebody who's Hawaiian, who knows the water, who looks a little bit more rugged, a little more badass, because Aquaman was always the butt of the joke. If you look at, you know, anything and cartoons that parody it, you know, your Robot Chickens, your Family Guys, your even like Big Bang Theory, they would always make a mockery of Aquaman. Anything would make a mockery of Aquaman. And then you get somebody like Jason Momoa where you go, Jesus Christ, that's Aquaman? All right. Well, I'm not going to make fun of that guy. It's not going to be the normal like when he's just like talking to fish. No, it's going to be something different. And then, of course, Zack Snyder passed the baton, passed the fish, I don't know, to James Wan. And he did a good job of his Aquaman, his version. Of course, you know, when it comes to the sequel, it's a little crazy. But hey, we all know that Jason Momoa did send a message to James Gunn to be like, fucking Lobo. And James Gunn was like, yeah, dude, you're that guy. And he's still in the family. He's still great. And sounds like he's going to be having a lot of fun with it. But that's not it, folks. That's not it. Because Jason Momoa did, you know, obviously doing press and talking with various different publications. We got Screen Rant right here. Jason Momoa says his Lobo costume and appearance is pretty dead on the DC Comics character and reveals how much of Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow he's in. So we got this. We got this article right here, and we got the interview right here. So we got the last time we talked, things had changed significantly. It's really exciting. You're entering the world as another character, Lobo, in Supergirl. He's not in the comic the movie is based on, so what can you tease about his entrance and the greater plan? What are you most excited about? Jason Momoa says, well, this is the role I've always wanted to play. That's the comic I loved, so I'm really nervous about it. It's kind of a no-brainer to play this character. It's pretty big. I don't want to give away too much, but I mean, we look pretty dead on. He said we look. He said we look pretty dead on. So I'm guessing he's talking about all the characters in Supergirl, which I'm pretty sure they're going to look pretty dead on when it comes to how they look, at least in Woman of Tomorrow. And yes, Lobo is not part of that story, and that might rub some people the wrong way. I don't know. Look pretty dead on, exactly like the character, and he's pretty rough and gruff. And I'll say the bike's really cool. What? He talked about the bike. Do you think we'll be hanging out with him for a while? I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. It's her movie, so it's great. I just come in for a little bit. For a little bit. A little bit. A little bit. But you better believe that they're going to make him, I mean, how many pieces of not concept art, but just, well, concept art, I guess you could say, but how many artists out there have been like, oh yeah, there's this, there's that. I mean, look at him like this. I mean, he just looks like the role. I mean, even when you go rewatch him in Superman the Animated Series, you just kind of go, even though it's Brad Garrett's voice, which he does a good job, you just kind of go, yeah, Jason Momoa. He was basically, if you want to talk about just dead on, but then you never know. You never know what could happen. And when you got someone like David Leitch, who has commented under Jason Momoa saying, let's do a movie. He wants to tackle a Lobo movie. And at one point, Michael Bay was attached to do a Lobo movie. Who knows if that's going to happen? It could be an easy win for James Gunn and DC Studios if they make like this crazy Lobo movie that's cheap budget and it's just balls to the wall, like this space cosmic crazy adventure of this bounty hunter that is on a space bike. and does crazy things. I don't know. That time you'd make the movie like 90 minutes. Just go fucking balls to the wall, make it just absolutely crazy. Add a little depth into it, a little bit, but just make it absolutely crazy. I don't know. Or Lobo series, I don't know. I don't know if they would go that far, but I just wonder when we're going to get our first look. When are we going to get our first look at Jason Momoa in the full-on Lobo getup? You already know that, obviously it's there. There's obviously pictures. There's obviously something. James Gunn has some pictures on his phone. And it's just, when is it going to be the day? First off, don't show him first, James Gunn, Jimmy Guns. Obviously, he'll show Amelia Alcock in the Supergirl costume first. Then let that blow up the internet a little bit. And then you reveal Jason Momoa as Lobo. Because obviously that's going to be the second thing that will come out of Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, because you have to do that. But you got to tease first. I mean, he already teased when it came to Supergirl, but then now we got to get the costume reveal of Supergirl, and then we get Lobo. I think we get Lobo after that. I'm just thinking that if we're going to see Supergirl in her costume, I think this time, learning from the reveal of Superman, it's going to be not in a setting where he's just putting his boots, she's putting on her boots. It's going to be a little bit different. And kind of makes you wonder, when you look at Woman of Tomorrow, is it going to be her sitting on the beach, bloodied? Is it going to be her riding Cosmo? Is it going to be her holding the sword? What is it going to be? Are they going to actually emulate those covers, those recognizable panels? What are they going to do when they reveal her? But then when it comes to him, what are they going to do with him? Are they going to do the iconic, that cover that Jimmy Kimmel showed, where he's just sitting there and he's got the cigar and he's smiling? Is he going to be on his bike? But he's got the space bike. That's what's pretty cool. He's got the space bike. So you got to love that. So you got to just love that. So there you go. There he is. He's talking about that. And let's see. What else? Was there anything more? Let me double check here and see if there was anything more. Talking about pretty dead on. Yeah, that was pretty much it. When it came to DCU news, when it came to stuff, yeah, pretty much. When it comes to at least that portion. But now, let's raise our glasses. If you're out there, we all know what yesterday was. March 18th, 2021. What happened? Well, after much battles and fighting and numerous videos that I did and trying to get this thing out there, and oh man, I tell you what, this is what I wanted to do when it came to this segment right here is, yes, 4 years since the Snyder Cut came out. The Snyder Cut, which a lot of people said didn't exist. It was a fantasy, ain't happening, all this kind of stuff, including one very individual that now diehard Snyder fans are now going, oh, I'm going to listen to what he has to say, even though that guy made fun of us and said it didn't exist like crazy back then. But of course, they don't care now because now he talks shit on James Gunn. That's just the way it is. But cheers, Zack Snyder and Zack Snyder's Justice League. 4 years yesterday. Man, I still remember watching it. Of course, got early access to see it. And if you go back and watch my first reaction, I tear up, man. I tear up. Anytime I talk about my first reaction to it, and when I recorded that video, I teared up because it was just crazy. It was a crazy time between the end of 2017 all the way to when it was announced in 2020. It was just crazy. You know, you had the first Snyder Con that happened, met a lot of great people, made a lot of connections with people, and just the sheer passion of fans and the people, like when you just talk to them and how much the Snyderverse connected with them, it was great. It was great to connect with people, and then just the sheer drive to do it. But then, of course, obviously, I was met with a lot of pushback when it came to trying to get the word out there when it came to the Snyder Cut, because naturally, just going to recap a little bit here for anybody who doesn't know with everything. But I got somebody reached out to me from Zack's inner circle probably about a week or so after Justice League came out in 2017 and told me things. I didn't believe him at first because I was like, what the fuck? Some goddamn MCU fanboy is sitting here he's trying to troll me right now. He's totally fucking with me. There's no way that this is real. So I vetted, because that's what you got to do. You got to vet. You got to vet. And I vetted. And the thing that, of course, made me go, oh shit, this guy's real, was when he went, hey, what's your Vero? You know, Vero, the social media app, Vero, which finally got an update on Android, and it finally works better, because on Android phones, Vero really didn't work. So I haven't been posting on Vero, but I think now I can finally post on Vero a lot easier, because it was very glitchy because I'm an Android person, sorry. But now they have an update, and it actually is a lot better. So I think I'm going to be posting on Vero a lot more now. So follow me. But he asked, what's your Vero? And I said, oh, it's just my name. And I gave him my name. And then sure enough, 20 minutes later, I get a notification that says, Zack Snyder wants to connect with you on Vero. And I went, oh shit, this guy's legit. And then, of course, giving me information, trying to get information out there. And I was putting that information out there. And then naturally, the more crazier fans did not like the fact that I was putting things out there. Like, oh yeah, it's not exactly finished. It needs $30 to $40 million to finish the VFX and finish all the stuff. It's about 70% finished. There's this and there's that. There's the reason why he's posting things in black and white. Not only is it because he just hated, I mean, obviously Zack revealed that when he saw like the brightly colored posters for Justice League, he was like, fuck that, black and white. But then at the same time, he was also hiding the fact that the visual effects were not completely finished. And a lot of people didn't like that I was like putting that information out there, but that information needed to get out there, because it was like, hey guys, this thing still needs money. And luckily it did get money. It got $70 million, which is great, because then Zack was able to shoot that whole prologue and shoot that nightmare sequence, get Jared Leto as Joker, Joe Manganiello, Deathstroke, Amber Heard back as Mira and everything, so it ended up working out. But man, I tell you what. But of course, Zack posted on various social media, and he actually showed up on Twitter to say like this: it's been 4 years, still humbled by the fact that this exists at all. Big thanks to all of you that made it happen. If you have a spare 4 hours, go give it a watch. Of course, it's on HBO Max. And man, I tell you what, this trailer was still great. I can't really, it's got I'll get copyrighted for, of course, the song that he chose. And then I love the fact that he still always loves to post the black and white version. He's always about the black and white version. And the biggest thing that I love about the black and white version, remember that Warner Max. That's what they should have fucking called HBO Max. It should have been called Warner Max. I still like gripe about that. I don't know why they didn't keep that name. But the biggest thing that I love about the black and white version, it feels like it's the most expensive, there's Lobo, the most expensive indie film ever. That's what I love about it. You'll never see a big superhero movie, a Justice League movie. You'll never see an Avengers movie like this, or any of the big, huge, heavy hitters or something like that. You'll never see. I mean, I guess they have a Logan version that's in black and white. But there's something about, and I love watching the Justice is Gray version of this movie, because it's just like, holy shit, it feels so indie, but you're watching a Justice League movie. It doesn't even make sense. And it's so great. It's absolutely so great. Good old Assad. Yeah. Just everything about this little trailer right here. I was just like, holy shit, it's happening. It's happening. Just so good. It's just so good. But yeah, so 4 years, man. It's absolutely crazy. And there's a couple things, let me see, like right here that I was like posting when it came to yesterday. I didn't post much, but naturally. I mean, obviously William, he did his whole thing where he did a watch of the whole thing. We have Tom right here from the Hollywood Handle. So we got this article right here, and if you follow the Hollywood Handle, check it out, because he posted this article right here. He wanted to reach out to people. He wanted to reach out to people to give their reaction. Zack Snyder's Justice League fans reflect on DC's Lord of the Rings 4 years later. Because a lot of people are comparing it to Lord of the Rings. So he gets a lot of, fan feedback, and getting their responses to all that. Getting their responses and everything. So pretty cool. Pretty cool to see that as well. Good job, Tom. I'm sure half of those people hate my guts, but hey, it's fine. I don't care. It happens, guys, like for some reason, it's just what happens. And then I saw this floating around too, and I've totally forgot about this. And this is I remember I even had him on the Vodka stream a while back when he made this, and he's made ones for different movies. He made one for the Batman too, because remember that first trailer for Zack Snyder's Justice League came out, that first DC fandom, and then of course we had the first Batman, the Batman teaser, back in 2020, which was just insane. But Mr. John Stratman, he would make these 8-bit trailers or 8-bit scenes or something like that. And he doesn't really do that much anymore, but he's actually now, I mean, with the work that he's done online, now he's parlayed that into a whole, like a little career thing. But let's not forget that he did this kind of stuff where he literally made an 8-bit version of this whole thing. And it's really cool, and I forgot about this. I mean, it works. I mean, he did such a great job. He's done such a great job when it comes to this 8-bit stuff. Or not 8-bit, 16-bit, sorry. 16. Totally had the wrong number. 16-bit. But I mean, if anybody has played anything on Nintendo, you know exactly what we're talking about here. But just really cool. Take that shirt off. Hallelujah. So just in case you guys hadn't seen this, but yeah. I mean, come on. Dude spends so much time to create this 8-bit version of the trailer, and it just looks so cool. Sorry, it's so badass. There's Lois, there of course, Arthur, and disappearing, right there. There's Mira. There's Darkseid again. There's the side. There's Cyborg and Flash. There's Soups right there. Back alive, and she's like, huh? There's Silas. No! And of course, there's Steppenwolf showing up. Themyscira. There's them. A bunch of fighting. There's a Batmobile. There's all kinds of stuff. Hallelujah. Scenes right here. Flash running. And then, of course, them right there. Look at that. Badass. So badass. The Snyder Cut. 16-bit. Not 8-bit. We're good. Don't worry about the music. It's an 8-bit. No one's going to recognize that. There's not going to be anything with that. Trust me, I know. You do like a little tweaking of that, it should be fine. It should be fine, so... But yeah, it should be an applause moment, right? I don't know if that's working. It still doesn't work. Crazy. My applause button doesn't work. I got to figure that out. Totally forgot about that. Yeah, so crazy. See, that doesn't work either. Okay, so I have to fix something on my little soundboard right here. Not working, but so cool. So freaking cool right there, man. But yeah, just reflecting on that, doing all that, it's just been pretty crazy. Of course, there's been a lot of people that have been responding to Zack saying, man, we need more. We need more. We need more. We want to see more of that. And just, again, Zack has always been ahead of his time. Zack has always been ahead of his time. That's the thing. Always been ahead of his time. And when people visit that, they go, holy shit, this is what this could be? Well, Jesus Christ, I want to see more. You know? And maybe eventually we will. I don't know. We'll see something. Like I said, I don't know. We got that Jared Purrington. He even said that he wanted to see more because he helped design some of that concept art. And then, of course, he did that animated thing, and I was going, well, I mean, if they can't do live action, because that might be, you know, again, 4 years. That's why, and again, I know some of these guys, they never comprehend what I actually say. And it's so funny because I've seen tweets, and I've seen some people respond to it where they hate the fact that anytime I bring up animation, and I'm just kind of going, you guys don't listen to what I say. I mean, they make it sound like I don't want live action, or they make it sound like I never did, or whatever, this, that, and this, or I'm going against what Zack wants, or blah, blah, blah. Even though I had so many conversations with the man himself, especially 4 years ago, leading up to it, I had so many conversations with the guy because he was just calling me about shit, you know, and we were working together. He was on the vodka stream, he was doing all this, and I think they failed to remember that, which is kind of funny. And then what's funny too, so there's this one thing that I retweeted, and it was just kind of like, conspiracy theory time? Conspiracy theory time? Yeah, why not? Because I thought it was kind of fun, and I saw the tweet at first, and I went, interesting. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to talk about this again. I'm going to talk about this again because, you know, it's a little interesting. It's a little fun. Conspiracy theories are fun. But it was this quote tweet from DCU Brief right here. So we have the initial tweet from the Lethal Geeks. You're welcome, Russo brothers. And of course, making the correlation of Justice League loses the battle again against Darkseid. Avengers lose the battle against Thanos. 5-year gap, time travel, Batman dies, Iron Man dies. Okay? And then DCU Brief, I'm so sorry, but this is the one conspiracy theory I believe in. And then I quote tweeted, dun, dun, dun. We got the Marvel guy with the ball cap, and then, of course, the DC guy with the ball cap who's not wearing a ball cap, looking at each other. And, of course, Mr. Jeffy Johns right here. Get you someone that looks at you like Jeff Johns. Am I right? Fuck that guy. At least when it comes to the movie stuff. I get it, guys. And I've said it time and time again. I can still respect the graphic literature that he gave us. He gave us some good books, gave us some good stories. When it comes to Green Lantern, when it comes to Flash, he's given us some good stories. But when it comes to movie stuff, you hear things and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, F that guy. I mean, you heard DJ at the Full Circle event when Jeff Johns got talked about, did a whole like freaking drop the mic and walk off of stage. And it was great. It was a great moment. But yeah. So obviously joking for the most part. But at the same time, the conspiracy theory, in my opinion, in my head, when it comes to that, now I get it, these superhero movies are going to have parallels. Because there's only so much you could do. I mean, DC has Darkseid, Marvel has Thanos, and they also have Apocalypse. So you have these big, huge, you know, there's going to be things that are going to be parallel. There's going to be parallel thinking. 100% understand that. But what's interesting about that whole time when it comes to Zack and what he was trying to accomplish with his arc that he was trying to show is Jeff Johns did not want any part of it, really. Even though Jeff Johns has written dark stories, he pushed back against it because he just did not know what to do when it came to live action, when it came to movies. He just didn't know what to do. That's why he was never successful, really, when it came to all that. I mean, it started with the first Green Lantern movie, and then look what happened. And then all of a sudden, he got ousted about being just like this, this douchebag behind the scenes. So I just would not be surprised if he was really just pushing against what Zack was trying to do. And then when it came to interactions with Kevin Feige, and you better believe that there was conversations that came about, wait, what are you guys working on? What are you guys doing? And then he goes, yeah, we're not, I just would not be surprised someone like Jeff Johns, who wanted to impress Kevin Feige, just kind of like let it be known of what was kind of the story. Because you've got to remember that Jeff Johns was part of the storyboards. When they were mapping out those storyboards, which initially were just ideas, Jeff Johns was very much a part of that process. So I'm not, the conspiracy theory can just be made a joke, but at the same time, sometimes I just kind of go, I would not be surprised if he told, Feige pants over here. And we have to remember, too, that Kevin Feige, it has been admitted that once DC said that they are doing a Batman versus Superman movie, they immediately were like, well, we should probably do the Civil War movie then. If they're going to do that, we might as well do our thing, too. Because that's Batman and Superman. We've been building up our cinematic universe, so why not have our Civil War when it's Iron Man versus Captain America? Quoted. Been there. It's actually been said. So that's why people believe the theory. Okay? Again, might be parallel thinking. I get it. It just, and again, these stories are going to parallel to each other. They're going to be similar. But at the same time, it has been said that yes, that when they found out they were doing a Batman vs Superman, people at Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige were like, yeah, maybe we should actually do the Civil War thing. And Batman vs Superman is better. Just going to say that right now, objectively. Oh, get pissed off. Get pissed off. I don't care. No, it is. In my opinion. It's better. It's definitely better, but, fun times. We could have fun. We're having fun here. That's all. That's it. All right. Moving along. When it comes to topics. Coyote versus Acme. Will it be released? Will it be released? Well, it might be released. And if you guys don't, if you guys forgotten about this, yeah, this is a movie that was going to be set for a tax write-off by Warner Brothers. Good old Zazzy Pants was like, nah, nobody cares about Looney Tunes and live action movie. They don't care about this. This movie was completed, it was finished, and they said, nah, we're going to write this off. We're not going to pay for this. We're not going to pay for the distribution, all this kind of stuff. And a lot of people are like, release Coyote versus Acme. And it didn't seem like anything was going to happen, but now we have this new article right here that came out from Deadline. Oh boy. Warner Brothers negotiating big sale of shelved Coyote versus Acme. What? So, this is what's happening right here. Gareth West distributor financial Ketchup Entertainment. I talked about this on Monday's show because we just had a Looney Tunes movie that came out this past weekend. I talked about the box office and I was like, Ketchup Media? What? Or Ketchup Entertainment? What the fuck is that? I never even heard of it. And apparently, they're negotiating all rights for the $50 million range for an animated live-action hybrid, and they're going to rescue possibly this movie. What? So that's what's happening. Ketchup Entertainment might actually be taking this movie. The dude who dressed up as Wile E. Coyote and had the picket saying, release me. Do you guys remember that? I talked about it last week. He succeeded. Good for that guy. He must be feeling really good by getting into that Wile E. Coyote costume, going out in the rain because he had an umbrella, getting people to honk at him who probably had no idea what the fuck he was picketing for. Now it might happen? What? Now, what happened after this news was talked about today? Because, hey, might not happen still, who knows? But you know what was happening? What was happening? What were people talking about after this news came about? The Batgirl movie. The Batgirl movie that also got shelved and got put on the shelf that was going to be written off as a tax write-off. Now, a lot of people were talking about that. And I'm going to be that guy, guys. Sadly, I'm going to be that guy because when people were, I was even having conversations with people about this. And they were like, and I saw the excitement. I'm like, whoa, shit. Okay, if they're going to do that, release the Batgirl movie. And I went, yeah, sadly, that's a whole different story. This movie was finished. This movie didn't quite get that whole tax write-off thing. But when it comes to Batgirl, that didn't get quite finished. There's a lot of things. There's details. There's details when it comes to the Batgirl movie. There's definitely details. Because not only would they have to fund the cost to complete the movie, because again, was not completed. It finished principal photography, but it still needs completion. They would have to actually shell out, the tax write-off benefit along with that. More details, so more money would have to be injected into that. I hate to be that guy. I just want to put the facts out there that that's the case. But hey, at least we have some more footage from the Batgirl movie. I don't know if you guys saw this, but good old DC Films was like, hey, we got some footage. I mean, obviously they posted about that, but I don't know if you guys saw this right here. Holy Lord. Apparently there was footage out there nobody knew about that somebody posted that was part of the stunt performers, and they posted this. And look at this right here. Now, of course, DC Films added a little bit of score and made it a little bit more cinematic. But look at this right here. What the hell? Look at this choreography right here. This is pretty awesome. God damn, Barbara was getting just fucking thrown through walls and everything. Somebody was taking a shit right there, apparently. Woo-wee! Look at that! That was badass. I mean, those two dudes, and I always forget their names, but they made the Bad Boys movies. They helped Miss Marvel. You can't tell me that they were going to make a bad movie. They weren't going to make a bad movie. They were not going to have a bad movie. And that right there just kind of shows you, you get that proper, imagine that in full on. Come on. And they even said, the stunt performers, Emily Cartagena, Scott Rogers, and Stephen Dunleavy. Those are the performers that were in that little scene right there. And kudos to them because stunt performers need more recognition. That looked pretty damn badass. Come on, that looked pretty damn badass. So I'm just saying, I would hope that maybe something could happen when it comes to that Batgirl movie, but I just don't see it happening because not only would they have to, like I said, fork over the whole tax write-off, money, but they would also have to fork over the money to finish the movie because it was not finished. And then I don't think DC Studios, I don't think Warner Brothers is going to allow that to happen. Unless, somebody like some big, huge, billionaire is going to fund that. But that we got to remember that was also going to be a part of what Walter Hamada and everybody was trying to do when it came to after the Flash and the whole multiverse thing. So I don't know. Probably not going to happen. But hey, looks pretty cool. And hey, I see Rhea out there. Rhea, executive producer of Film Junkee Live tonight, and also DC Fanimated. That's going to be happening later. So hi, Rhea. There's my executive producer out there. Thank you for supporting the channel and everything. So, good stuff. All right, now here we go. Gotta take a drink with this one. Well, we got the Snow White reviews in. That's right. Oh, here we go. Snow White, the embargo lifted, and of course we had the social media reactions that came in when it came to Snow White, and a lot of people are like, a lot of people are just totally they're watching this movie and going, oh geez, is it gonna flop? Is it not? See, my opinion, I don't think it's gonna flop. I think it's gonna underperform because obviously they wanted to make. They probably wanted, obviously they wanted to make $1 billion, but I think they obviously, if you're looking at everything, they probably were hoping that it would make like $800 million. I don't think it's gonna make that, but I don't think it's gonna fall flat on its face. And there's already people that are just being stupid and doing that whole thing. I mean, there's that whole side of movie fandom and nerd fandom. They want to call everything woke and everything this and everything that. They just want to just say like, hey, look at this. I went to go look and I was going to buy a ticket at 11 o'clock at night on Saturday in my little small town. Nobody's buying tickets. So they show the screenshot, and then other people go, oh, I'm going to take that screenshot and be like, nobody's buying tickets. I fucking hate that. Can people stop doing that? Stop posting screenshots when you're buying tickets, and it's like, oh, it's an empty theater. Oh, my God. I've literally had people who work at movie theaters reach out and go, yeah, people don't really do that this much in advance. And this is Tuesday. This is yesterday, Tuesday. They go, yeah, people don't really do that. But then when you get to those screenings, guess what happens? They at least fill up. I mean, yeah, it's not going to be full capacity, but there's going to be tickets that are going to be bought. You guys suck. Stop doing that, okay? I get it. You want this movie to fail because you hate everything about it, but don't do that because it makes you look stupid when it doesn't actually fail the way that you think it's going to fail. Shut up. Stop. All right. Had to get that out. Fucking hate that, man. Ugh. God, do I hate that. Oh my God, no one's selling tickets at 11 o'clock in fucking, in Butt, Montana, whatever. Nobody's going to this screening. Shut up. All right, let's look at these reviews right here. Let's look at the reviews. Let's go to the Devil Fruit site, which is kind of funny. It's not a bad apple, but well, it kind of is. 49% right now with 94 reviews. That's right. So let's check this out right here and read some of these reviews. We're going to start off with actually a positive review right here. Like I said, I have it from all critics. Snow White is a magical, enchanting, and vibrant live-action Disney adaptation anchored by Zegler's. I've been spelling her name wrong. Or she spelled her name wrong. Does it have an I? It doesn't have an I in it. Sorry. Star power performance. This story conveys a much-needed message. Kindness is a lost virtue that the world desperately needs. 9 out of 10. Okay. And then now we're getting some bad reviews. Rachel Zegler shines as Snow White. The first act started off strong, but the rest of the movie felt choppy and patched together. Gadot's evil queen did not work for me, though she looked fantastic. What could have been a magical reimagining of a beloved classic is instead a middling film with the Snow White adaptation's inability to balance character depth and campy flair, ultimately detracting from its overall impact. Even though Rachel Zegler shines as the title character of Disney's Snow White, the rest of this remake's live-action performances are mediocre to terrible. No magical spells can erase this cash grab film's unconvincing visual effects and other missteps. Yikes! Positive. The terrific thing about Snow White 2.0 is that while they've updated the tale a bit to make our princess a more proactive character, they haven't really altered the essence all that much, with many images and themes echoing the original. All right? It's not quite fairest of them all, but hardly a poisonous apple either. Okay. I had high hopes that Snow White would make me happy. Instead, this dopey, remake made me sleepy and grumpy. I see what you did there, Odie. Mark Webb's Snow White entertains without any great discoveries. It's watchable and flows seamlessly between decent musical numbers and a lavish visual display, but the final feeling is one of wanting more. It's a fairly enjoyable musical romp that has sadly been affected by outside forces that threaten to derail a mediocre film. With some service level interesting changes, it's less dopey than most Disney live-action remakes, but still bound to mostly inspire grumpiness and sleepiness. Jesus Christ, what is up with this? The freaking dwarf puns here. With a dash of happiness occasionally when Rachel Zegler is singing. Disney Snow White is good enough for kids. After so much pre-hate, Snow White is decidedly okay. Rachel Zegler is the best thing about it, thanks to her singing talent, charm, and natural Disney princess energy. Gal Gadot is miscast, and those dwarves look really off. They look off. It takes risks, even if they're not easy to see, even our prejudices, but it doesn't quite take them to the extreme, resulting in a pleasant, updated mix that's the same time blander than it should be. So not bad right here. So basically what I'm seeing is Rachel Zegler, my bestie Rachel Zegler, that I can't stand, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, she still has talent. I've heard her sing. I get it. I completely get it, guys. I'm good. She does a great job, and I've seen very mixed reactions when it comes to Gal Gadot. I've seen a lot of people say that her acting, not that great. She seemed like she was miscast. I've seen a lot of that, but I've also seen some good things too. But yeah, it seems like there's been a mixed bag when it comes to Gal. But it seems like everybody, even the people that didn't really like it, are going, well, Zegler actually does pretty good. Girl has some pipes. Now we'll see how it does at the box office. I've heard it might do $100 million domestic. God knows what it's going to be like, and God knows what that second weekend drop's going to be. But again, I don't think it's going to fall flat on its face and be a full-on bomb like some people want it to, but it's not going to be a success either. So there you go. And I totally forgot that Mark Webb was directing it. I'm like, oh shit, Mark Webb, Amazing Spider-Man. That guy. Well, okay. Kind of rooting for him a little bit, I guess. But hey. All right. And then finally, we got Daredevil Born Again, episode 4. Oh, man. How are we feeling about this episode, guys? Daredevil Born Again, I know it's been a little bit of a mixed bag. And, of course, people talking about, oh, it's not getting the views that it should. But then blah, 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 blah. We're hearing a lot of stuff. Who cares? We're still going to be getting a season 2. Great to see Charlie Cox back. Of course, naturally, when it comes to Daredevil Born Again, he has not really gotten into the suit. Last episode was really all about, there's not much action that's been happening, to be honest, when it comes to it. But at the same time, if you could have good story, good characters, good written characters, you don't need that. And when it comes to episode 4, guys, I'm going to say it right now, best episode so far. And a little bit of spoilers. If you haven't seen it, little bit of spoilers. Just saying. You got Frank Castle. We knew that Frankie was going to be showing up. And sure enough, he did. We saw that in the trailer, and he shows up just like that in the trailer. And that scene gave me goddamn goosebumps. Oh my God. The first interaction that we see between Matt and Frank is really good. Acted very well. Both John Bernthal and Charlie Cox are at the top of their game when they're having this exchange. I was like going, holy shit, this is powerful. Because they talk about Foggy, they talk about a lot of things, talk about what Frank's been doing and all this kind of stuff. And man, it hit. Best part of this whole series so far was their exchange, and I can't wait to see more. Because these two are just totally they're not themselves. They're not themselves. They're not the heroes that we want them to be. They're lost a little bit. So that exchange between them both, I mean, there's a part where Matt just punches Frank in the face, and then he's like, dude, it was like, I didn't mean to do that, because Frank was just like, he was like just giving it to him, like just fucking, to the point where Matt was just like, nah, he just punched him right in the face, and I was like, yeah, I could see why he did that. It's good stuff. And then, of course, we finally get the scene where it's like, oh, yep, here we go. Matt's he's finally starting to get back into it. He went on that rooftop. He got his batons and started doing his thing. We saw the Daredevil cows. Oh, man. So, and we got some more teasing and stuff like that. But yeah, I think this was actually, honestly, the best episode so far. So there's my review of episode 4 right there. Yeah, Fisk was great too. Oh yeah, with him and that Adam guy. Oh yeah, we basically saw at the end of this episode, we saw Fisk and we saw Murdoch going, okay, we're being born again. Hence the title. All right. Let's go to some questions right here. Let's see what you guys are talking about when it comes to all this. I mean, look, make sure. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right, just making sure. Gotta check the questions on Twitter, because Twitter, Twitter's the Wild West. We'll start off right here with Eric. Hey, Dave, you know what these runtime rumors remind me of? Remember back in 17, long before Zack left the JL production, IMDb said the movie was going to be long, either 3 hours, X minutes, or 300 plus minutes, forget which. Those were the days. Remember that? Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. And cheers. Yeah, those were good times. I was like, hey, make it fucking 8 hours long. I didn't give a shit. I did not give a shit. Let's see. Let's Go Gators. Look at Snow White's 5-star reviews. It was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. Rachel Zegler was fun, and her musical numbers were incredible. The dwarfs looked a little weird, but still, they were good. The animals were so adorable, and Gal Gadot's song All Is Fair was beautifully sung. Okay. It was a good movie. Oh, so we had some duplicates. Oh, we have some bots? Is that what you're trying to say there? Yeah, stuff like that's going to happen. We got John Drama. That Frank Castle scene is the highlight thus far. An otherwise messy and uninteresting season. A lot of scenes are dragged out that lead to nothing, and the Wilson Fisk therapy scenes are dreadful. Yeah, I could probably do without those. Hopefully it picks up. I will say, yeah, those scenes, Kenny, loved Daredevil Born Again episode 4. The scene with Matt and Frank, so good and very emotional. Yeah, I think everybody was just like going, oh my God, they fucking nailed that scene. Darkness Under the Wind, Dave, when we get Batman Brave and the Bold, should Batman have the whole Bat family, with Damian obviously being officially welcomed in the end, or have the Bat family not have anyone yet, like Tim Drake, until later on in DCU? No, there's got to be the whole Bat family. There really does. There's got to be the whole Bat family. I think that's one of the emphasis on it. And then Kenny saying, very excited for Jason Momoa's Lobo. You dig it. We got Devin Wooter right here. Hey, Dave, did you hear that Disney Plus is doing a live-action Power Rangers series? Yeah, I did hear something about that. I mean, I still dig that fucking 2017 movie. I'm not going to lie. Did you watch the new trailer for Ballerina? It looks crazy. Yes, it does. Do you think Snow White would do good at the box office? I think it's going to underperform. It's not going to flop, but it's not going to be gangbusters, that's for sure. I just watched Logan and Brewery. What's your favorite scene? Oh, man, the scene where Charles is going crazy and Logan has to go through like the casino and just wipe out those dudes. Crazy scene. Kenny, very, very super excited for the going into the new version of Superman on film with open mind and hope it's good. Yeah, I think we're all kind of feeling like that. Mr. Nobody, hey Dave, do you think Lobo will be an R-rated film, or do you think Gunn would... No. They're already doing R-rated films when it comes to the DCU. They would definitely be an R-rated film if they end up doing that. Lobo is kind of the DC version of Wolverine and Deadpool meshed into one character, so personally, I'd be more interested in be R-rated with bloody, gory fight scenes. Yeah, it would definitely be R-rated. It'd definitely be R-rated. New Juice 5 says, so y'all should talk about this. And then you tag Chris Wong Swenson. March 26th, release the Air Cut event. Why March 26th? I don't know. But they're posting that right there. Cool. All right. I talked about it. Again, well, the people who run that account, they don't like me. They don't like me at all. I know. I knew some of them that were actually running that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's funny. You know, it's kind of crazy, too. What's funny, too, going back to the... to that one when I was talking about the conspiracy about Jeff Johns leaking what Zack was doing to Kevin Feige, that Lethal Geeks podcast or whatever, those fuckers don't like me either. I mean, I had an exchange back and forth, which I talked about on here a while back, because, again, don't lie. Just don't lie. Just don't lie. I just ask, don't lie, especially about me, when you say that you know who I am and you've watched all my videos, but then claim that I did not like Batman vs. Superman or I'm not a Zack Snyder fan. And then it was just kind of funny because I had people join that thread and be like, dude, you've had Zack on, you've had this. And I'm like, yeah, BVS is one of my all-time favorite comic book movies. You're just fucking lying because you're trying to put something, you're trying to pin something on me because you don't like the fact that I push against some of your shit, you know, because obviously what happened today too, folks, what also happened today, obviously with the whole Coyote versus Acme thing being sold to a different thing, you hear the sell word, you get those guys that, oh shit, sell, and I'm going, well, there they go. Because that's exactly the same as selling a version of a big, huge IP that they're currently trying to make something good of. It's the same thing as selling a complete movie to Ketchup Entertainment. Maybe Ketchup Entertainment will buy the Snyderverse. Maybe for $50 million? Will it cost $50 million? I don't know. Maybe they'll do that too. I don't know. Like I said, these guys... they're all about what they want. Don't consider the logistics and everything. I don't know. It was just kind of funny seeing that. You know, but what can you do? It's entertaining, but whatever. But, you know, there's an event. I'm all about releasing the Air Cut for sure. Releasing the Air Cut. And hopefully that can happen. And again, David Ayer, you still follow me on Twitter? You want to come on the Vodka stream, have a conversation? I'm right here. I am right here. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. You guys are awesome. Hit that like, thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. Again, thank you, Rhea, for being the executive producer and supporting the channel. You are awesome. We will do a members-only stream after this. And, yeah, I'm kind of running a little long, so DC Fanimated will probably get pushed probably about 15 minutes, I'll tell Sky. I'm sure if he's out there, he probably knows that because I've been, you know, rambling a little bit too much, not to mention I started a little late, having a little stuff like that. But anyways, guys, hit that like, thumbs up, share, do all the things. Love you. Thank you for the help with everything, support, all the things that you do. Members, I'll see you guys in a little bit. If you want to like pick my brain a little bit, we'll be doing that. And then DC Fandom will happen, and then of course the Vodka stream. Look forward to my first reaction. I am seeing Snow White, so look forward to my first reaction tomorrow. I'm seeing it by myself, which is going to be a little weird. Yeah, you know, Papa Film Junkie, Brother Film Junkie, they don't want to see this. I knew they wouldn't. But anyways, guys, see you members in a little bit, and I'll see everybody else whenever I see you. All right, guys. Talk to you later.